We are waiting for things to go live. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Love technology. Hello, everybody. It's morning for me. I don't know where it is exactly for you, but I've been listening to some really great teaching and ministry and just enjoying. It's funny because a lot of times I'm listening and I'm like, yeah, and then it's like I need to go and share because it's stirring up some awesome things in me, and I'm like, oh yeah, right. So that's kind of the thing that was happening this morning, and that is good, right? We love that. We love uh, writing on the anointings that other people have. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that, when there's something that someone carries. Good morning, Linda. Wow, and Wendy. Nice. There's something that someone carries that is life, that stirs up something in you, right? That stirs up something in you, and your spirit explodes. It's interesting, and this is in the believer and the non-believer, right? We're all at different phases in our awakening to who God really is, who Jesus is, who his relationship with his Father is, and Holy Spirit, to who we are in him, and to make sense of the cray-cray that is in our lives. Yeah. And so many of us, if you grew up in the church, you were kind of taught that, Jesus did his part, so we need to do our part, right? I have a question for you. With that kind of approach, how does that make you feel? Does that make your spirit go, yeah? Does that feel empowering? Does that feel like a burden is coming off your shoulders, right? No, it probably makes you feel the same way it makes me feel, and has made me feel in the past, which I had to dig on this one. It makes you feel heavy and burdened and kind of guilty and condemned. And it's like, oh, I'm just not grateful and all that kind of stuff. And let me just ask you, just a quick quiz. So what fruit is that? Is that the fruit of life more abundant to the full till it overflows? Is that the fruit of satisfaction? Is that the fruit of freedom? Is that the fruit of love that is patient and kind? So if it's not the fruit of patient kind, it's not the fruit of love, it's not the fruit of the Spirit, then we need to back up. Because if it's bearing crappy fruit, that it's not, and that means the root of it is not in line with the Spirit, is not in line with the one who is Spirit. We're all Spirit, but the one who is Holy Spirit, and his fruit is freedom. I was ministering last night about freedom, and I guess I can't quite get off the topic because where the Spirit is, Lord, there is freedom. So if it's not freedom, I don't care if it comes in a sexy looking package, if the theology looks like it's lining up. Hi, Daniel. All of that, it's not God. And you know what? It's interesting. I put a post on my timeline and stuff that about freedom and the fruit of freedom. And if it doesn't feel free, we need to back up. And I think one of the things that we're given permission to do, because if you were brought up in the church, a lot of what we were brought up to do is really kind of deny our own, good morning, Raymond, our own, what's going on inside. Because it's rightly applied. if it's bringing condemnation, if it's bringing heaven, if it causes you to look at you and say, oh crap, I got to get to work. I got to clean myself up. I got to do more. I got to fast more. I got to pray more. I got to worship more. I got to love God more. Okay. And Jesus, hi there. Jesus said, as you remain in me and me in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So there's something about enjoying our oneness with God, right? That yields something, something eternal, right? You see, because the thing is this, as you remain in me, that means we're looking to Jesus. That means Jesus gets to do the heavy lifting. And as a matter of fact, he is very jealous. But no, honey, that's mine. No, give that to me. That heavy, hard thing. Yeah, that's mine. That toxic thing. Good morning, Michelle. Yeah, I want that. That thing that's weighing you down and causing you fear. No, I'll take that. I'll swallow that up in myself, because if God is love, and I believe he is, that's kind of what he said about himself over and over and over. Yes. And in one way, either directly, 1 John 4:8-16, or indirectly, throughout all of rightly interpreted scripture. Okay. So he said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. So what are we supposed to learn of? That's our commandment. Good morning, Virginia. It's so good to see you. That a meek, humble, lowly of heart. Right? What does that say? Jesus, I am love and I came to serve you. So if it's heavy and it's hard, okay, I want it. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to have tribulation, because he also said, in this world, you will have tribulation. But let's make sure that we're continuing. Keep on going. Keep it up. Keep on going. But cheer up, because I've overcome the world. You see, that overcoming power with hard things, with things that need answers. Oh my goodness, we're confused, we're chaotic, we're freaking out, we're pointing fingers, we're looking at all the wrong directions to find the answers that we need. We are in an election year in the US, and I'm telling you, and you know it already, I don't have to tell you. Oh my goodness, nobody's got all the answers. And let me just say this, no one's going to give you peace but the one who loved you and gave himself up for you. See, we need supernatural answers, because if you have to strive to get it, you're going to have to strive to maintain it. And I reached a point in my Christian walk where in my life, because it wasn't just even being Christian. It started out in the world, and then I kind of embraced Jesus because I was running away from him for so long. Definition of stupid. Okay. And then, but either way, I was striving. Oh my goodness. Hey, good morning, Cheney. I was striving my little fanny off, right? And you know what? And it yielded nothing, or yielded teeny bitty fruit. But I was striving, and I'm telling you, if you have to strive to get it, back it up. Back it up, because that is not what God has for you. You're never, ever called to strive for the answers. That is coming from the place that somehow you're separate from God, because I guess somehow you're so sinful and dirty, God can't deal with you. Seriously, that is the lie of separation. That means Jesus did a crappy job on the cross, and he has crappy taste because he chose you before the foundation of the world to be before him in love, spotless, without blemish. So that's who you are. Okay, whether you agree with it or not, it's kind of irrelevant, because God knows who you really are, and he's utterly smitten. And the truth is that you are so adored, okay, that he already created the answer in himself before the problems came to pass. See, the big A answer came in the form of Christ slain before the foundation of the world, before the little p problems of the fall, and all the problems we have with it. You know, what happened is that we turned from God in our hearts. Whether you call it a literal or allegorical, it's kind of irrelevant, because where the rubber meets the road for you is that any place that feels like it's by itself, having to struggle to make the ground produce. Anybody, right? Make it produce, because I'm toiling in my field and it's producing thorns and thistles. Or whether you're looking toward any other source, like a person, and they're not working out, or whatever stinking idol we have before you. An idol is anything we look towards other than Jesus to be our source, because love is emphatic. He's so jealous for you that he wants to be the one to unveil all your needs, to unveil the answers in that. So where we're striving and we're heavy, we just need to back it up. I kind of got up to a point, I figured a couple things. Number one, I couldn't do it anymore. There's something about exhaustion that can bring great wisdom. Because when you realize that you're striving, and I was striving because I was going to work my faith. I was confessing. I was standing on the word. Okay. I was confessing until my confessor fell off. Nothing. Or just little bitty fruit. Okay. Well, and the Lord, meanwhile, was like, honey, you just need to rest. I was like, Jesus, don't you look at the problem? I can't rest. You know what? Our freak out does not move God. Now, he cares. It doesn't mean that he's hard-hearted, right? Thank you, Michelle. It means that he's not going to get into freak out with you. He's not going to get into agreement with our freak out, because he knows who he is. Right? He knows God is love, and love never fails. So you know what? Sometimes we really need to retreat back to some really foundational things and get some revelation with those foundational things. Because if it's not working for you, I'm going to say something really brilliant. Okay, you ready? Or me. This is me too, right? You ready? Just hold on. It's really good. It's not working for you. Okay, so we need to retreat back to something that is solid, that is eternal, and that we know in our knower, that is bigger than us. Because let me say this, we're being called to transcend all the crap that's been coming our way. Whether that's financial crap, whether that's relational crap, whether that's COVID crap, whether that's other health crisis crap, whether that's relational crap, whether that's depression crap, whether that's oppression, you name it. If it looks like something like a fall, then we've been called to transcend it. Because we can really cheer up, because Jesus really did overcome the world. He really did. And so what's the answer? How do we get out of this striving thing? The striving comes, and it's very sneaky, by the way. How many of you, if you're honest, like started off well, and you were in rest, and you were in faith, and all of that, and then suddenly you were all of a sudden striving, right? It's sneaky, that whole sense of separation where we gotta make it happen, right? Well, we just got hoodwinked. The weakness of our frame is that we tend to be forgetful. We tend to be forgetful that the one who adores us helps make our faith effectual. It's actually not our faith, it's his faith. See, he gets to do all the heavy lifting. He gets to do it all, and you get to lift with him. You partner, okay? But there's a grace on it. So where we're grinding, we need to back it up. You see, we need to get in the place. Well, no, let me put it this way. This is not like another to-do list. Okay, not a to-do list. This is to not have to-do list. Yeah, I vote for that one. So on your to not have to-do list, when you get this thing of I'm striving, I'm grinding, it's dry, I'm eating gravel. I hate everybody. I'm pretty ticked off at you, God. Right? And people, oh my God, deliver me from evil. So I'm just kidding. When we get in that place, we just need to retreat back to what we know. Jesus said, take my yoke upon you, okay, and learn of me. Hi, Mary. Hi, Doreen. Because I'm meek, humble, lowly of heart. Let me come underneath you and lift you up. And you know, one of the things, and I'm seeing some names come up, I'm like, dang, these people are rock stars. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you have a lot of gifts and a lot of talents, we have a tendency to be like running on those. And then we flip over into striving. And I can preach, let me tell you why I could preach on this, because I've done this a lot. And I really refuse. I refuse. See, if you're tired, that's telling you something. That's telling you something. Let's retreat back to what we know. Because if love is the answer, and he really is, and that's not a kumbaya, you know, this is kind of not, and I'll just say that this is not a new age thing. And let me just say, we can learn a lot from new age. There's a lot of awesome stuff. But make sure you're connecting with the person who is love, and his name is Jesus. And he wants you to know above all things that you're adored. See, because if you're adored, one way or the other, it's going to be okay. And it may not look, and it probably won't look. As a matter of fact, right now, with all the cray-cray that's going on, and I hear people's pain and experience of my own pain and all that, it's not going to look like we are undergoing such shaking right now, okay? And we can choose to let that shaking shake off some stuff, maybe some old ways of being that were good, but he's upgrading us. Or maybe some ways of being that are not good. Self-reliance, independence, all of that kind of stuff, where we're looking to ourselves, we're looking to the experts. I was talking to God last night. It's like, I've got some things I got no idea who I would humanly look toward to answer this. And he's like, yep. So I get to practice what I preach. Right? So there's not human answers. But there can be answers through humanity as we're looking to the one who is the answer. So you don't need to strive for your answers. But you may need to retreat back to honestly, maybe some things that you've known for since you were a little kid that you've forgotten. Yeah. Maybe some things that you've forgotten that he wants to remind you of. Because if you're adored, you're going to be okay. Your loved ones are going to be okay. And it may not look the way you wanted it. And sometimes, you know what? We need to let go of some things. Sometimes we need to let go of some things that we are holding on so tight to, right? And their ways of being, or maybe, you know, what he's calling you to do. Maybe there's some relationships that you need to let go of, but still love, right? But you're heading in different directions. I don't know what that is for you. See, the sons of God, the daughters of God are led by the Spirit of God, and the Spirit of God is within. He's within you. So you're not going to have to, listen, if you have to strive to hear the Spirit, okay, well, number one, we may be dense. Sometimes we really are dense. It's true. But I got news for you. You're loved in your denseness. And God is able to minister to your heart with what needs to happen. And a lot of times in our place of need, that we need answers, we act like, God, I can't, connect with you until you answer this problem. And he's like, "Okay, I got the answer. Just chill out." But I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this issue. I want to talk about this way of seeing me that you've been seeing me that is not life to you. I want to talk about this bitterness or jealousy you have that's blocking your ability to be released in fullness. You see, creation is groaning for the manifestation of the sons and daughters of God. But that manifestation will look like love. And so whatever's not of love's kind, God is after that. God is a consuming fire, and he's going to burn up baby, burn everything that's not of love's kind. And that's not, he's not burning up people. Let's be clear. Okay. People are his kids. So he's not like, I'm going to scorch ya. Okay. But he may be doing a work in us to burn up what is not of love's kind. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me just say this. He is. He's conform, right? If you were conforming into the image of Christ, so let's make it simple. God is love. Christ is love. We're being conformed into the image of love. So what is not of love is kind that needs to be burned up. Because faith works by love. And so as you manifest, you know, creation is groaning because creation was created, oh my goodness, in love, and it was good, and it was created to serve humanity, and humanity was created to steward and tend and expand and be fruitful and take care of creation. And so part of creation's frustration is that it hasn't been able to do. Like, the ground is frustrated because it's producing thorns, and it needs to be released from its thorn bondage so it can be fruitful. And how does that happen? Oh, the sons and daughters of God are unveiled. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Let me say this. Glory carries with it wealth. So our wealth is not manifesting in all its forms, okay? Where we're not prospering and being in health, even as our souls prosper. Maybe, let me think. Maybe our souls need to prosper. And so what is it in us? So maybe we need to retreat back because I'm striving, I'm grinding. The ground is not fruitful. My relationship is not fruitful. I'm fearful. I'm freaking out. I'm snapping at everybody. I'm getting in Facebook fights. I'm arguing over scripture because I got to be right and you're wrong. And someone's going to hell and it's not me. And all of that, okay? Well, we've got all that going on. We are striving and grinding. And God said, enter my rest. Retreat back to me. You know, one of the best advice I ever got as a young believer was, when you're confused, retreat back to what you know. And let me just ask you, in your knower, slow down, connect with your knower, in your heart of hearts. What do you know? I will tell you, it's going to boil down to the one who loved you and gave himself up for you. Because let me tell you, in the pit of hell, whatever that hell is, undergirding that are the everlasting arms of love, because he really is deeper than your hellhole. He's deeper than your fear. He's deeper than your torment. He's deeper than COVID. He's deeper than political fallout. He's deeper than all these crappy agendas. He's deeper than all these things that we think are so important. And he gave us one command. That was to love one another as he's loved us. And that is impossible except for supernatural empowerment. And let me tell you, out of that place, because you're manifesting as a son and daughter of God, you have the byproduct of your needs met. You have the byproduct of the works of your hands prospering. You have the byproduct of fulfilling your purpose on this earth. You have the byproduct of wholeness and peace. That's what you know in your knower. And he looks like Jesus. Yeah. Even if you didn't know his name, right? If you're pre-believer in Jesus, yeah, you know him. You know him. Because why? He created you. He knew you before he sent you to planet Earth. And there's a part of you that knew him. When I was growing up as a little girl, I mean, as far back as I can remember, I knew God. Thank you, Mary. It's so sweet. I knew God. I really did. Now, my family we were humanists. We were kind of semi-socialists. We were academicians. We were arrogant, prideful, self-dependent, messed up, jacked up. We had issues. And we weren't looking to God for our issues. But Jesus would appear to me. He really would. I didn't even know his name. I didn't know his name. I knew one thing in my knower, that he loved me and that I loved him. And I remember when we were traveling to Europe and things, and then we'd see these crucifixes, you see them everywhere, right? On our beds. I always thought that was amazing. And then, cathedrals and things. And, my dad especially was like, well, that's for weak people. You don't need that kind of weak, stupid people that their brains have fallen out, right? Because we are so self-sufficient and we are so brilliant and so smart in and of ourselves. And we had all sorts of crappy idols. It was a mess. We were really messed up. But anyway, and I saw him. I was like, that's the man. That's the one. The one. He's on that cross and it looks like he's suffering. And he's the one that died for me. He's the one that died for that hellhole that I'm going through. Hi, Kara. So good to see you. He's the one. See, I knew him. And I'm telling you, there's a place in your knower. And in that place of your knower, you rest from striving for answers. Because love has got you. And if love has you, he has the answers for your business. He has the answers for your marriage. He has the answers for your body. He has the answers for your mental health. He has the answers for your children. He has the answers for the stain you can't get out of your brand new yada yada. He has the answers. God is brilliant. Like he's not at a loss for creative answers to our problems. So we get to retreat back to him. We get to be free from having to frickin' strive for answers, right? Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, because I'm meek, humble, lowly of heart. I came to serve you. Now that does not mean, son of God, daughter of God, that you're an entitled little brat. So Jesus, every little burp I want, well, just produce for me. No, it means that I'm undergirding you, and the delights of your heart, the dreams on your heart, the desires of your heart, who I made you to be before the foundation of the world, I get to unveil those. And then I get to partner with you in my mandate to love as I have loved you. Because love is not self-focused. When we get fearful, which causes us to strive, we get self-focused, don't we? But perfect love casts out fear. Why? He's not going to have it. I'm not going to have it. I am not going to have it. So when you're feeling that strive, go back to what the fear is. God, I'm alone. If I don't make it happen, it's not going to happen. Well, that's the way of the world. And I'm not saying there's nothing for you to do. He's not calling you to sit on your doofus. He's calling you to partner with him. But you were made for that. You were made to be a champion. But it's not apart from him. If you have to make it happen, that's probably meaning that you're trusting in yourself. And you're striving. You're striving. He said to labor to enter the rest, not labor to make it happen. right? So you've got to make it happen. All the times in my life, I did a lot of that, making it happen. Oh my God, I think my maker broke. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. Oh my God. So it's like, I figure if Jesus can't do it, can't pull this one off through me, as dense as I am, right? It's not supposed to happen. And I don't want whatever is not supposed to happen for me, right? I don't want it. I don't want it. If I got to strive to get it, I don't want it. It's not God. It's not God. Now, maybe whatever it is totally what he has for you, but how he wants you to get there from here is a whole new upgrade in your way of being. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't that bring peace? Yeah, it brings peace. That's the fruit of his spirit. Where the Spirit is Lord, there is freedom. You don't need to strive. Why would you strive? Why would you toil in the ground to get thorns and thistles? When God is saying, wow, yoke up with me. Maybe you've been running hard and working hard, right? And you've just forgotten, and you need to pull back and remember what you already know. What you already know. You're adored. You're one with the person who loved you and gave himself up for you, the one who really is all powerful, and the one who's so creative. He knows how he masterfully created you and what he created you for, and he knows how to get you there from here. But it's not going to be apart from intimate relationship with him. And honestly, if you've been kind of religioned out, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. That is like such an inappropriate laugh. It's an appropriate laugh when you're kind of transcendent and looking above it, but like if people are in it, it's not really appropriate. So I apologize. People have been hurt by religion. They really have. And they've been burnt out. I get it. Oh, I get it. But there's so much baby. Drain the stinking bathwater and run with the baby, because there's glorious baby there. And you're one with him, and his name is Jesus, and he's wild about you, and he's beautiful, and he's breathtaking, and he's all about adorning you, unveiling you, and helping you run in freedom with a satisfying life in abundance. And he wants to show you what that really looks like for you. Anyway, okay, I'm going to sign off. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to promote. I am putting up a link. I'm going to promote two things for my How to Hear from God. If you need a little refresher, some of you hear from God really well and just want a little upgrade, right? Some of you are like, I can't hear myself out of a bucket or whatever. So whoever you are, take advantage. I have a free link for free download for the whole book. Yay. If you want the hard copy or the Kindle copy, it's on Amazon. And I'm going to promote my book. I haven't promoted this for a while, but I'm sorry, just make me happy. This is Marked by Love. If you're wanting some refreshing in this whole area of not having to strive for answers, oh my goodness, can I just help you? Thank you. Just help you. I do have a free chapter, by the way, if you want to check it out. And the free chapter is called The Object of God's Passion. It's so good. Okay, but there's a chapter that is related to this that's all about it. It's called Freaky Rest. Freaky Rest. Because rest can be freaky, except it's what you need to manifest those answers. And they have something in here called Love Encounter Breaks that helps you encounter God in a fresh way. Listen, if we're grinding out scripture, and we're grinding, but if we're partaking of God, partaking of the person of love, partaking of the divine nature, the answers come as a byproduct. As you remain in me in you, you will bear much fruit. This will help you. This is on Amazon. You can go to my website and grab a hold of the free copy of the chapter. I don't have the whole thing as a freebie, but chapter 6, which is The Object of God's Passion, it just might make you happy. I don't know. There's a reason I'm happy, and I'm happy to share my happy. Oh my goodness, do we need happy? Let's do that. Let's vote for that. And let's quit striving. God has answers for you, and they're beautiful and breathtaking. And first of all, He wants you to reconnect with His refreshing and answers. We can get creative when we're at rest. Anyway, I hope this has been a blessing for you today. Share this with someone who needs this, right? Love you guys. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.